Maybach Excelero. Concept cars usually are surprisingly futuristic vehicles, which are only good for being displayed on exhibition stands. For that reason, the car that you see on the screen caught our attention. The Maybach Excelero is an exception to the rule. This concept car was designed for real driving. The model was commissioned by the German tyre manufacturer Fulda. It is not the first time that this brand has turned to Maybach to create a car for a worthy and memorable representation of new tyres. As you can guess, the Maybach Excelero exists in a single copy. It can accommodate 2 people and can reach speeds of up to 351 km per hour. It needs only 4.4 seconds to accelerate to 100 km per hour. It was based on the Maybach 57, but experts have worked hard to change the appearance of the body. As a result, they created an aggressive and even slightly ominous car. Natural leather, neoprene, aluminium, and polished carbon fiber were selected for the interior. Black and red colors highlight the aggressiveness of the Maybach Excelero. This car was introduced in 2005 and it became one of the most expensive vehicles in the world, sold for $8 million according to some rumors. Zenvo ST1. If you've never heard of the car manufacturer Zenvo Automotive, we're not surprised, because even though this Danish brand was founded in 2004, it can't boast a wide model range. It's actually quite the opposite. Overall, they have presented 2 sports hypercars, but the manufacturer decided to focus on quality instead of quantity. All of these Zenvo Automotive vehicles are limited edition hypercars, which are tailored to meet the needs of their customers. The Zenvo ST1, which you see on the screen, is the first model of the brand, and although it was first showcased in 2008, it's still a car worth talking about. So, there are only 15 Zenvo ST1s on the planet. Amazingly, each copy was assembled almost manually by a small team of 10 to 15 people. The top speed is 375 km per hour. The car goes from 0 to 100 km per hour in 3 seconds. This 7-litre LS7 V8 engine has a capacity of 1104 horsepower. You only need to pay $1.2 million to become the lucky owner of a Zenvo ST1. Pagani Huayra BC. The next car on our list was first displayed at the Geneva Motor Show in 2016. Huayra BC is a modification of the base model Huayra, which the Italian brand Pagani has been producing since 2012. Both the external and the internal components have all been changed. Engineers have reduced the weight from 1,350 to 1,218 kilograms. And on the other hand, the engine power has been increased from 720 to 745 horsepower. An interesting feature is the robotic sequential gearbox. It has a lightweight design and carbon plastic synchronizers. Also, the specialists managed to speed up gear shifting by 2 times. The car got its name for a reason. BC are the initials of the famous car collector Benny Caiola. He was the first buyer of the brand, and so the company decided to honor his memory. Pagani Huayra BC is among the most expensive and rare cars in the world. Only 20 copies were made. All of them were sold for about $2.5 million. The McLaren Senna. Don't be fooled by the sporty appearance of this supercar. Even though the McLaren Senna looks like a race car, you can actually drive it on public roads. The manufacturer has made sure that it meets all of the necessary standards. When the McLaren Senna was under development, the engineers had a rather ambitious goal, creating a car that could deliver an impressive lap time. It took a lot of hard work to achieve that goal. They needed a really lightweight car with a lot of aerodynamic elements. That's exactly what the McLaren Senna has. It weighs only 1,374 kilograms. The engine has been modified too. It's a 4-litre twin-turbocharged V8 engine. It has a 7-speed double-clutch transmission too. The capacity is 800 horsepower. The maximum speed is 340 km per hour. In total, 500 copies of the McLaren Senna were produced. Each one was assembled manually. Initially, the price was about $900,000, but the last copy was sold at an auction for $2,287,000. The Lamborghini Aventador SVJ. The next car on our list was a limited edition of only 900 copies. It was presented relatively recently in 2018 when its outstanding features were showcased. It has a top speed of 352 km per hour, 770 horsepower, and an impressive acceleration time of 0 to 100 in only 2.8 seconds. Other interesting features include a 7-speed gearbox, an all-wheel drive transmission, and an improved chassis. There's also an active aerodynamic system. It consists of air flaps located in the front splitter, as well as on the rear spoiler. This design helps to better distribute the downforce, making it easier for the vehicle to perform high-speed turns. Aston Martin 177. The number in the name of this car hints at the number of copies that exist in the world. However, the most surprising thing is not that the Aston Martin 177 is a limited edition, but the fact that all the cars were sold a year before it was presented. The demand was not affected even by the high price of $1,870,000 per copy. So, what is so good about the Aston Martin 177? First of all, of course, its appearance. Elongated headlights, a texturized hood, high wheel arches, 20-inch rims, and a characteristic grille. These, as well as many other interesting details, turn the Aston Martin 177 into a car that draws stares. It's no coincidence that it was awarded several notable design awards. If you look under the hood, you'll find a 7.3-litre 12-cylinder engine with a capacity of 760 horsepower. The torque is 750 Nm. It seems that it's simply impossible to install something more powerful in a passenger car. The car weighs 1,630 kilograms and the top speed is 354 km per hour. The McLaren 765 LT. The last car we'll show you today is a novelty. The British manufacturer McLaren planned to show the 765 LT to the world at the Geneva Motor Show in early March 2020. And although the premiere was eventually held online, that didn't make the McLaren 765 LT less impressive at all. The letters LT in the name are deciphered as Longtail and indicate that it belongs to the corresponding series of the brand. It's a supercar designed for public roads. Its predecessors are the 675 LT and 600 LT models. The McLaren 765 LT is the most powerful car in its series, featuring an outstanding capacity of 765 horsepower and 800 Nm of torque. The weight of the car has been reduced to 1,229 kilograms by using a large amount of carbon fiber. They also had to give up some amenities, such as air conditioning and a stereo. The things they do for maneuverability and speed, right? The top speed, by the way, is 330 km per hour. Shipment will begin in September this year. 765 copies will be released in total.